What up, Hope Biscuits? It's your girl. What are you doing?
Why you got me in the dark? You got me like in the shadow of the vid, like I'm in timeout or something. I'm just shunning myself.
What up, Hope Biscuits? It's your girl Skitten, back at it again.
Hey, don't you try to
As
talk
I
over
explained
that.
to you earlier this week, Chavezz broke one of the light bulbs
Wait,
in our lighting system.
do you still have it?
The broken light bulb?
Yeah.
No. So Chavezz broke one of the light bulbs. We're waiting on the replacement to show up in the mail.
Did you order it?
Did you order it? Why would I order the light when you knew it was broken before I did?
I'm like the facility manager. You're like maintenance. You know what I'm saying? Like I just approve the request. You make it. I thought you did it. I just did. I thought you did it.
So we're gonna be in the dark for a while now.
We'll express mail it. We'll drone mail it.
I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you guys are staying safe and satisfied.
Satisfied. Ooh.
Satisfied is fine too. Safe and sanitized. Today we are here to watch some casual Geographic.
Every octopus you see is a virgin.
Okay.
Like your mom.
You know,
Hey,
I
yo.
never considered the sexual status of octopuses. Disco
Yep.
Pussy. That's the name of a club here in Vegas. But I never considered like the sexual status, you know, of any octopus that I've seen.
Mm-hmm.
You know, unlike losers who are all like, what's your body count?
I never thought they'd be fucking with all them phalanges.
I hope you guys are able to achieve whatever it is that you are trying to do today, whether it's something as small as combing your hair or something as big as combing your hair. Because you have a lot of hair, my love.
My hair looks great.
No, it looks excellent.
Alfalfa.
But I'm just saying, combing it is difficult because you have so much of it.
Alfalfa. See? I can't get this one down. I combed it a lot, but it just keeps pointing back up.
Without further ado, let's go ahead and get started.
They say when it comes to the pleasures of life, moderation is key. Well, if moderation is key, this fur quagmire is the expired debit card that only ever gets touched when you get locked out of your house.
What?
Before I even start, because I know how guidelines are, instead of using that 3-letter word to describe something sensually explicit, I'm just going to say cooking. This is an Antikindness, and it's a marsupial endemic to Australia. What those words mean is that it's actually to a kangaroo than to a mouse, and it can only be found one place in the world. The land where toilets flush backwards, the landlords have pouches, and the mascot's an STD-ravaged plush toy.
Yeah.
Anyway, what earns the Antikindness this video is that they take cooking very seriously.
Okay.
They have a short window to mate since their breeding season lasts 3 months, but they'll only be alive for 2 to 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Which is why male Antikindnesses mature faster and are ready to go before breeding season actually starts.
Oh, no.
Also, they can maximize their time in the kitchen. And once the male finally finds a partner to cook with, Hell's Kitchen suddenly becomes more than just a TV show. The Antikindness will have cooking sessions that can last up to 14 hours.
14
That's like 2
hours?
shifts and
I work after like 3 hours and go, I've had a full day.
Not 14 hours.
God, bruh, baby powder be hitting after that.
That's
probably.
a bit much.
I think that's, anyone can admit. Good Lord.
overtime. There isn't even a courting process or anything. No foreplay, not even a 2-play. The male just marathons anything with a pulse on sight.
Jesus.
And you
Wow.
do not want to know what my search history had to look like for me to know that. And thanks to NordVPN, nobody ever will.
Ha.
Because NordVPN
Look at
creates
that.
an encrypted tunnel for
He's
my
so
data
good
and protects
now.
my
I know.
identity by hiding my IP address. Which is probably the only reason I'm not on a list yet. It's gotten to the point where if somebody walks in on me researching for a video, I'm honestly better off switching to the hub. At least that would be easier to explain than a Google search of how much liquid DNA can a blue whale produce. It's like 5 to 6 gallons, by the way.
Yes, we
Nah,
know
if my
this.
search history ever
It's
got leaked, I'd
disgusting.
have to change area codes. Which is great because NordVPN lets you change your location and
Oh
access
my
one
God.
of over 5,000 servers in 60 different countries.
Nice, man.
If you want to watch SpongeBob but can't because you live in America and Netflix ain't with that, just know Australian Netflix got you.
What?
Also, Nord servers are super fast, so you never have
You can watch SpongeBob on Australian Netflix? SpongeBob isn't even Australian. American cartoons should stay in America just like American jobs.
And our oil. Which is why we're paying so much.
I'm just saying, that's fucked up. Why do the Aussies have it better than us?
I feel no kind of way about that. Do you know how happy I am that they can't? I didn't know they could, but I'm happy they can't. I see a lot less SpongeBob that way, and that's okay with me.
I mean, I don't care about SpongeBob either.
Imagine what.
But it's the principle!
Okay, fair enough.
It's the principle of the thing.
have to feel like you're choosing security over speed. With NordVPN's threat protection, you can be safe from ads.
Are you fighting with me? Mid-video?
You're taking up my armrest.
My armrest.
Okay, but my armrest doesn't work, so I have to...
Mine. There's an armrest tax. Are you willing to pay it? With your lips? I should have said life.
That's sexual harassment.
With your lips?
I'm going to HR.
I am also HR. Facility manager, HR.
Trackers and malware. So to protect your data from companies like and to get the most out of your streaming services, go to nordvpn.com/casualgeographic to cop a huge discount on a 2-year plan. And with Nord's 30-day money-back guarantee, it's basically risk-free. Meaning you can always pull out and nobody has to get hurt. Which is more than I can say for this guy. His Viagra gerbil goes on a binge where eating, sleeping, and drinking all take a backseat to the male's goal of multiplying without a calculator. And the male doesn't exactly limit himself to just one partner in the kitchen.
Of course
Males
not.
are able to do this thanks to an increase of steroids in the blood that gives him the energy to cook for so long, while also fighting any other chefs that try to enter his kitchen.
What?
But these steroids also nerf the Antikindness' immune system and can even lead to ulcers.
Oh,
In
no.
its simplest form, he literally screws himself over.
That's so sad.
And even though breeding season's 3 months, about 2 to 3 weeks into his cooking bender, the Antikindness is already knocking on his creator's door.
Wow.
By this time, he's dehydrated, starving, probably sick, and his body's
Oh
falling
my
apart as
God.
the steroids in his blood now poison him.
Huh. That is highly inefficient fucking.
The constant high levels of testosterone means the stress hormone cortisol never gets shut off.
Oh.
Eventually, it reaches toxic levels that destroys the Antikindness
Really?
from the inside, as it now bleeds out internally. Like a kid with allergies, the male literally dies for and by the nuts. Also, this all happens before the Antikindness is a year old. Meaning in about one trip around the sun, his future children will be experiencing post-acorn clarity in the past tense just like him.
Oh my
Wow.
Now you're probably
God.
wondering how evolution didn't go ahead and patch this nonsense.
Yeah.
Well, one, the Antikindness already has a low lifespan, with males having an expiration date of about 11 months and females being lucky if they live long enough to see 2 birthdays.
No.
So it actually makes sense for the male to invest everything to knock up as many females as possible if he's going to be dead by the next season anyway.
I guess.
That way, he has a better chance of passing on his
Look how
genes, even if it
cute.
means he flatlines before Father's Day.
Little
And even though he
sex
ghosts the mother in the
demons.
most literal way possible, she
Yeah.
actually has a better chance of raising his children if there's one less male around to take up extra resources. But the Antikindness isn't the only animal on that kind of timing. Squidward is a lot of things, and one of them is a virgin.
Okay.
We know that because if he wasn't, he'd likely be dead.
That's
Male
why he's so
octopus are
sad.
recorded falling into a catatonic, borderline in the neighborhood of dementia-like state shortly after mating.
What?
Specifically, the male giant Pacific octopus will stop eating and lose weight. Not in like the cutting for summer kind of way, since octopus don't store body fat, instead they'll metabolize their own muscles to stay alive. Without food, the he octopus is a perfect candidate for infection as his immune system folds on him just like his will to live.
Sir?
Often these males start having white lesions appear all over their body.
Ew.
The end game is the male either starves to death, gets ripped apart by a predator, or gets factory reset by a fatal virus.
What?
Sometimes his date will cut out the middleman completely by hashtagging him herself by strangling him.
Oh,
Not in a
okay.
fun way either. Speaking of the mother, once her nursery of eggs finally hatches, it won't be long before they both link up in the afterlife. And you would think pulling a hit and quit on life would be a great way to get your entire population subtracted by evolution, but there
Right.
is a trade-off. The Antikindness and the octopus are both semiparous. The SparkNotes version is Semiparody means you get one chance to spread your seed and reproduce, and then it's curtains. You get one chance to do the most, and then you become a Facebook post. Semiparous.
That was good.
So that's what Eminem meant. You only got one shot.
He just finished, just like reading a zoo book and was like, I'm gonna write a song
Only got
about
one
this.
shot. This opportunity comes once in a lifetime. Comes once in a lifetime.
It means more.
You get it?
He's the best lyricist of our generation.
Get it? Because they die.
After they come.
Yeah.
Once. You better lose yourself.
Mom spaghetti. Oh no.
Knees
Okay.
weak, arms are heavy, because my blood is poisoning me to death. That's the subtext to that song.
Oh my God.
More
Okay.
educational than you give him credit for.
All right.
It's bad he like pulls the fucking hood down. It's just like,
I hope Eminem never sees this video.
I'm sure we don't have to worry about that, my love.
You never know. You never know.
Marshall Mathers on YouTube, and then scrolls to approximately 10 minutes into your video. Not gonna happen. We're safe.
Animals have way more children, and with the parents all mass uninstalling after they're born, the next generation has less competition to deal with. Semiparody is why the Antikindness will literally get some and die trying, and why the male octopus has nothing to live for after he cashes in his V-card. They actually did this joke on TV. That's crazy. Some octopus can have up to 50,000 eggs, and they only really need 2 of them to live long enough to keep the cycle going. I mean, hell, Marlin started with 400 of them, only 1 made it to the credits, and we still call it a happy ending. Another advantage of Semiparody is that the animals do have a shorter lifespan, but they can reproduce a lot faster. An octopus can be born on New Year's, have a midlife crisis in May, kids in August, and be a hashtag before Christmas. Now that's
Jesus
efficient. Any octopus 3 years or older is just overachieving at that point. In comparison, a mother elephant can raise a baby for 10 years and have a clan of hyenas erase all that in 10 seconds if her back is turned. Speaking of which, on the other side we have Iteroparis animals. Sounding way too much like AP Environmental, but basically what you need to remember is K-selected species are animals like elephants, whales, and us. R-selected are the animals that live fast and expire young, like the Antikindness, octopus, and another good example is salmon. I showed this picture earlier for a reason. They go on a Hannah Baker mission that ends with half of them either starving, tapping out to an infection that the stress of the jihad causes, or just meeting the business end of a bear. The payoff is they can spawn and fertilize thousands of eggs before they exit stage left. K-selected species are usually bigger, have less kids but spend more time raising them, and for all their effort, they get renewed for many more seasons of life. The R's are smaller, have way more kids but are a lot less involved. They're usually the ones that get uppercut by evolution.
That was pretty
The
gross.
best example is probably
terrifying.
the Luna moth, since as you
Not
already
good
know, they literally don't have a mouth. It's not like they're born without one. Nature just snatches it from them when they become adults.
What?
They only have about 2 weeks to live and reproduce, and only survive off whatever energy they stored as caterpillars.
Oh no!
Once that runs out, so
Wow.
does their free trial to life. But it ain't all sweet for the K's either, which
Ew.
again includes us. Because there is an evolutionary risk in investing so much
He
time
really
and
hates us,
energy in just
low-key.
one kid. That's a lot of effort for something that can end up just being a walking birth control ad. We tell our kids they can be anything when they grow up, but what happens when that kid decides to be a piece of shit? Not only that, but competition
He's just all over the place. I'm not holding back this video.
for mating is much more cutthroat for K species.
Oh.
Yep.
Going back to elephants, mothers can spend over a decade raising a single calf. That's after being pregnant for 22 months.
Which
When
is
you're
just
carrying
so
a life for a
long.
couple weeks short of 2 years, you're going to do everything in your power to make sure the baby you're carrying isn't 50% scrub. Which is why when a female African elephant's in heat, every eligible male bachelor in the area will run fades with each other.
dead.
Sometimes until there's one less elephant. And since the female elephant might not be available for another 5 years, down bad bulls will bury each other if
5
they have to.
years?
In the end, it's the strongest bull that gets to be the father, which gives the
She gotta
baby
raise
the
the
best
baby.
genetic chance of surviving. But it also means some males get blue-balled in the process.
Oop.
And probably red-pilled too. Long story short, whether you're a horny hamster, 12,000-pound white knight, or a cashier with a crotch worm for a nose, life is pain no matter what you are. But it's a little less painful when you're sponsored by NordVPN. Shout out to them again. For more consistent content, make sure to follow my TikTok and Instagram since I try to post daily on both.
Your mom
To
was
see
TikTok.
videos before anyone else does, be sure to join my Patreon. Other than that, drink water, hug your mother. Don't like and don't subscribe, because if you really wanted to, you would have done it by now. And have a good one.
All right.
Oh, and be glad you're not an octopus.
The passive aggression was not necessary, sir.
You see how he wishes them well at the end of the video? He's holding off for the ones that matter. You know what I'm saying? I like that process.
I enjoyed this video.
I didn't.
Despite how horrifying it was.
Yeah, this was not a good video.
We got to see a bunch of cute baby octopi.
It was a well-made video. This was not a video that brought me joy. What is that lady on Netflix?
Oh, Marie Kondo.
It did not do that
Love
for me.
that lady.
I
I
would
think
put this
she's great.
in the trash can.
Did not spark joy for you.
I could leave this behind. It's ruining my childhood.
Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to leave your reaction requests and recommendations down in the comments below.
Right.
And other than that, peace out, Hope Biscuits. It's Skittenlit.
Not for long to keep this shit up.
Aggressive bead shaking.